during your 24 years in the U.S. Senate, times became much more partisan and life in the Senate became more partisan. Do you have any feel, Senator, for what's caused this partisanship?
Yeah, I do. I don't think it's a single cause, but there are several, and this won't shock anybody because they're usually mentioned. I mean, part of it is a system that discourages risk taking, and people in business understand, and people in politics should. I do for my own career that the biggest steps forward I took were when I took the biggest risks. Sometimes you fail, but if you succeed, you do in a big way. And if you have a new idea, it's really an element of progress. So are people afraid to take risks? And in this case, particularly, as the title of the book, The Centrist Solution, suggests, the risk of going to the center and trying to find common ground with people who don't share your party or your ideology, but like you want to get something done on a particular problem. And to do that, you got to negotiate, you got to compromise, not on your morals or ethics, but on how much you expect to get on that particular bill. And that's where you get things done. And so what's happened over decades, really slowly, but really destructively, is the gerrymandering of districts, which have made most House districts in Washington and a number of states based on one-party politics in the state uncompetitive on election day. The big deal is, can you get the nomination? So if you're a Democrat, you're probably looking over your shoulder to make sure nobody catches up with you on the left, and a Republican looking over your shoulder to make sure nobody gets ready to challenge you and maybe beat you on the right. And therefore you tailor your position, and you end up maybe getting reelected, but you don't end up playing a very constructive role. The other factors are too much money in politics, which enables parties to control a source of funding, too many of the actions of elected officials. The partisan, I think it's a word I made up or others did, partisanization of the media. I mean, in my lifetime, I remember the age of Walter Cronkite, Huntley Brinkley, et cetera. I had no idea whether they were liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat. They reported the news, no more. The news, cable news particularly, and social media are intensely partisan, and people end up going to those stations or sites to validate their own point of view. And elected officials begin to play to those sites and stations, so they get more attention.